Hello, everyone. Here to let you know what happened on LA BREA episode 3. I really enjoyed this episode. Comment below if you're watching this show along with me on CTV there what you thought of this episode. There's a lot of mystery still. They even introduce some answers to some mysteries, but there's some new ones. Riley tells Eve that she's never going to forgive her for getting her father, Sam, the doctor, injured. I don't blame her one bit. It is totally Eve's fault. She should have listened to Sam when he told her to wait, but Eve being Eve didn't want to wait while the tigers were after them. So Eve left the bus that Riley and Sam's in and finds her son Josh outside in the camp, and they start talking, and then there's a commotion going on, and people are arguing that apparently the traffic cop that you see in episode 1 that completely falls first in the sinkhole. She's the first one that falls through. She's got all the food that's left, and she's rationing it off. So she's formed a line. And of course, some people are cool with it, but of course, there's a small handful of people that are complaining, like such as one guy. He has glasses on. You don't know who he is. He's not a main character yet, apparently. He complains because he gets a bag of tortilla chips. And apparently he wants what somebody else had. And all of a sudden, this huge mammoth-like creature that has, like, it's kind of like half mammoth, half sloth, which is pretty cool. It was well done, I thought. My intro picture to this video is actually going to show you what that creature looked like in case you didn't see this episode yet. It goes through the camp and actually eats almost all the food that's left and keeps on going. So, everybody, of course, is freaking out and all this. So Eve and Ty convince people we're going to be okay. Some of us are going to get together in a group and go hunt for food. Before they go hunting, Eve and Scott try to convince people that they believe they're in Los Angeles, but way in the past. Some people are starting to believe them, like Joss and Ty, but there's still some people that are skeptical about that. So Ty and Eve go with the cop and her son Lucas. They're the 4 that go out hunting for food. There might be a couple more people. That's the main 4 they show. The cop and her son Lucas, while they're looking for food, Lucas springs one of those spike traps that the saber-toothed tiger fell in. Actually, the same trap, apparently. He said, I saw the tiger go in this trap. I came back, somebody reset the trap, and the tiger's gone. So somebody else is on this landscape. Question. The only way Lucas would know that is if he was around where Eve, Sam, and Ty was attacked with saber-toothed tigers. Because Eve and Ty is the one that the tiger was chasing and fell into the trap. So how would Lucas know if he wasn't, like, in the bushes or something? I caught on to that. They follow the sign of whoever took the saber-toothed tiger away from the spike trap. I'm sorry, we said it. And they go into this cave. And then it shows Eve and Ty. They're hunting. Eve catches a rabbit. Then all of a sudden, this big grizzly bear chases after them, and they run into the exact same cave that Lucas and the cop went into. And as the bear's trying to swipe at them with his claw, it causes the entrance to cave in. A bunch of rocks crumble down. Then all 4 of them meet up in the cave, and they realize there's got to be another exit, hopefully, so they venture forth into the cave more. They come across a pool of water. Ty swims down and actually finds an exit. But he says, I found something else, you guys should see this. And when they come up from the other side of the water, there's a skeleton there. And it's been there for quite a while. And all over the rocks, or if you're in prison or jail, there's those inmates that carve lines on the wall, how many days they've been there. Well, that's basically what this person in the cave did. There's a lot of those markings. He was there for quite a while. Apparently there was ID. He's a university student from California, so I don't know how the hell he ended up down there. Perry must have found a sinkhole years ago. Or that sinkhole that happened in the desert area there. Not sure yet. So they decide to keep that between them, not to spook the rest of the people at camp. They exit the cave and they find a lot of wall mushrooms on trees. So they gather all those up. They go back to camp. They share the mushrooms. Everybody's happy. While they're talking, the cop and her son Lucas are talking, and you find out a little bit more. Apparently, Lucas is upset at his mom because apparently she shot his father, and that's where they leave there. Like, okay, why did she shoot him? Also at camp, while everybody else was out hunting for food, Sam convinced his daughter Riley to drop out of medical school that he can't feel his legs, and he's afraid that he's going to become paralyzed from the back injury. He said, what is this fluid in my spinal column area, and you have to drain it out. He said, don't worry, I'll talk you through the procedure. She got Joss and Scott to help her out. They couldn't find alcohol. Instead, they used the heroin stash of drugs they found. Well, they gave way too much to Sam, and he ended up passing out, falling to sleep. Probably in like dreamlands there, because he was doped up big time. So she ended up having to do the procedure by herself. She did accomplish the procedure, but you could tell she was nervous. It worked. When Sam came to, his leg, he was able to move his leg, so he said, good, my back is hurt, but I'm not going to be paralyzed now. Now, about what happened up above with the rest of the people. Izzy and Gavin are with the agents and the scientists there. There's this airplane they got ready to do the rescue mission. And Gavin enlists the aid of one of his fellow friends he knows throughout the years. They track him down. He comes over, and he's apparently been in the army. His name is Levi Grado. That's what his name tag on the army uniform shirt said. And apparently him and Gavin's known each other for many years. And well, when Gavin had that accident in 2018, he started seeing visions and all that of like those birds and of Eve and Joss, you know, down the sinkhole, and other visions he's seen. Everybody thought he was, you know, crazy. His friend's one of them. Eva is one that thought he was crazy as well. So now he apologizes, you know, for not believing in his friend. He volunteers to actually be the one that drives the plane down into the sinkhole to rescue everybody. While they're, you know, talking, reuniting, have a cold beer and that, Izzy asks him, Mom was going to take me to Berlin. But I guess now that's not going to happen because she's down in the sinkhole. And Gavin has no other vision, so they think that, they guess that, are they still alive? Are they dead? They don't know. But when she brings up, Berlin, Levi there kind of gets like, you could tell from his facial expressions that something went on. Then Gavin mentions that Eve actually went to Berlin a while back, and Eva said, he lets it slip, actually. I was around there around that time. So I was like, okay. Now Gavin looked at him too. So Gavin confronts him before he gets ready to do the rescue mission to fly the plane down the sinkhole, like, why'd you get all worked up when I mentioned that my wife went to Berlin and you were there? And kind of find out, his friend actually loves Eve, his wife. Gavin's upset over it, leaves. But then I think something else happens too. I'll tell you why. The episode ends with Levi going down the sinkhole in the airplane. Everything's going good. Then so many feet down, they lose the single. One, the engine blows. There's turbulence, electrical problems. The single's lost. So they're like, oh man, he just died. But he didn't. He actually goes through the sinkhole down for the green light. And he's actually where the Eve and Joss, all of them, is now in LA back in the past. But his brain is pretty well destroyed. It's probably going to be fixable, but it's probably going to take a while. But the episode ends where Eve, they don't know that Levi is down there now. There to help him. Eve tells Ty that she has a confession to make. And she says that I wasn't late at my job when I was taking my kids to school. Apparently, she was hooked up with somebody. I think she was seeing that guy, Gavin's friend. Because it ain't kind of convenient. She went to Berlin years ago. He went the exact same time she went. And now he happens actually to be in Los Angeles when they contact him. See what I mean? And she happened to be late for picking up the kids because she was with someone that wasn't her husband. I think those two got something going on. Let me know below if you think Eve and Levi Gradle or Gavin's friends got a little thing going on the side. So there you have it, folks. I actually enjoyed this episode. Next week, they show that there's a group of them goes to exploring on the Arnhem more. I guess actually you can't call it Arnhem. It's basically Los Angeles, but just like a landscape. They go to explore that more. And they meet up with a Levi there. And a big giant snake attacks one of the people and takes off with them. So that's how it leaves the intro for next week's episode. Can't wait for it. Enjoy, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.